Starting a new game can be a bit daunting and come with quite a learning curve, especially if it is a genre you've never played much before. I'm Defied, and in this video I'll be sharing 5 tips that I think every new player needs to know to help get you up to speed and fragging like a champ in no time. Currently I rank Plat 3 and have learnt a heap about the game so far, and for sure these tips will help you out if you are new to the game and maybe somewhat the FPS genre. Alright, so the first tip I've got here is to find your playstyle. There are heaps of different styles of play in Valorant, and finding the one that suits you the best will allow you to be more impactful in your games. Personally, I have 2 different styles that I like to play, and that is Lurker and Entry Fragger. There's no denying that I get extremely bored when nothing is really happening, so if I'm defending a site where the attackers never come, I pretty much fall asleep, and then I just can't play as well as compared to when I'm constantly in the action. Because my playstyles either lean towards aggression or sneaky beaky like, I'll start to push sites to try and get behind the enemy and gather information for the team and get some kills. On the flip side, if we are attacking, I like to throw my utility and then run in first to get the pickoffs, or play away from my team and catch anyone who is rotating away. And this style of play works well for me, but you might be different. You might like playing a bit more passive and defensive or whatever, but you gotta find the style where you feel comfortable, as you'll play much better in those games. This also will help you to find your main agents that you like to play, as different agents suit different playstyles. I love playing Omen, as he is a good lurker that can support the team from far, but can also play aggressive with his flash and teleport. Unfortunately, not every agent is unlocked from the start, which is annoying if your playstyle suits a locked agent, but luckily my next tip is about how to unlock those agents. When you first load up the game, you start with 5 agents unlocked and the rest are locked, but you can unlock them through playing the game, through setting contracts, or purchasing them outright if you're cashed up and don't want to wait. Your first 2 agents get unlocked pretty quickly, as you'll get an unlock at level 5 of the current Act Battle Pass and then one more at level 10. This is only available to new players and is a way to help them unlock agents they might like without having to play a long time to get them. The easiest way to unlock agents of course is to purchase them, but if you don't want to spend your hard-earned cash this way, then the only other option is by setting contracts. And this is quite confusing if you haven't been told this previously or haven't explored the agent screen much, but essentially after hitting level 10 and unlocking your second agent, you also unlock contracts. Contracts can be set in the agent screen for any of the agents, including both locked and unlocked agents, and are a way to earn extra items, but especially for unlocking the agents. Each agent has 10 levels of contract which require more and more experience per level, but once you hit level 5 on any particular agent you'll unlock them. The best thing to do here if you want to unlock all agents is to set your contract for the next agent you wish to unlock, earn the XP for them through playing the game, and then once unlocked, switch the contract to another locked agent. I've done this and have almost unlocked all the agents with just a little bit more XP required for Killjoy, who was just recently released. Now, if you're new to FPS games and can't seem to land your shots when you're shooting, then I've got to tell you to stop running and gunning. I see a lot of new and low ranked players do this, but running while shooting is extremely inaccurate and will cause your bullets to go almost everywhere except where you want them to go. Standing still or crouching is the most accurate way to fire your gun, but I've also recently discovered that shift walking and firing is also quite accurate even at mid to long ranges. Sometimes running and firing can get a miraculous headshot, but this seems to happen for the enemy more than it does for me. Anyway, there are many things to learn when it comes to weapon accuracy, but stopping before firing is an important lesson to learn. One more important thing to do for your aim is to simply aim at head height. Again, if you've not played much FPS before, then there is a bad habit for beginners to move around while aiming at the floor, and I am even guilty of this when I first started playing FPS games. I have no idea why this happens. Maybe the floor is pretty, or you're hoping that the recoil will get you a headshot after 10 bullets, but the reality is that aiming at the floor will slow down your aim and get you less kills. If you train yourself to aim up at head height as much as possible, this will eventually become a habit and will allow you to easily get more kills with your first bullet as the enemies line up their heads with your crosshair. This will of course mean that you need to practice your recoil control, but simply aiming at head height and shooting while still will help you to be much more deadly. Finally, the last tip I have for you is to set yourself up with a good crosshair. There are endless customizations available for your crosshair settings, but for some people there are too many and the result can be some pretty terrible crosshairs. A good crosshair indicates where your bullets will go without interfering with your vision, but should also be easily visible at all times in all situations. Here, choosing a bright and contrasting colour is important so that it stands out against most backgrounds, and personally I like to use teal here. I'm a fan of the lighter colours as I think the darker colours blend in with the background in some areas, but it's definitely a personal preference here. You also want to have quite narrow crosshair lines as well so that they don't block off too much vision. Definitely not like this Omen player. There are also some people that like using a simple dot as their crosshair, which can work really well, but again this just comes down to personal preference. There are some settings for movement error or firing error as well, which help you visualize where your bullets can possibly go while moving or spraying. These can be useful when first starting the game, but once you get used to things, I'd recommend turning them off so that your crosshair no longer moves around and is less likely to distract you from other important information on your screen. Again, there are heaps of settings and play around with them until you find something you like, but just remember those key points to help you create something that works. Awesome, thanks for watching everyone, and everyone who has come this far in the video is freaking awesome and I hope you got something out of it. Throw me a like if this helped you out and consider subscribing as well if you want more content just like this. I'm currently on a mission to attain the highest rank possible in this game and will have many tutorials, guides and tip videos to help you also improve at Valorant. Let me know in the comment section below if you're new to Valorant or FPS games in general and what other things you'd like to learn. I do my best to answer every question and comment I get, so please don't hesitate to drop me a line. Thanks again for watching, I'm Defied and happy gaming.